The following is a presentation of KSL Sports. Hello, Cougar Nation.
Top of the key, triple, Richie Saunders, fourth three-pointer of the night, massive make.
Every Monday night, we break down the Cougars' last game and look ahead to next week. Cougar Nation, brought to you by Central Bank. Here's BYU insider Mitch Harper and Matt Dybantsa on Utah's legacy home of the Cougars, KSL News Radio.
Welcome back into Cougar Nation here on KSL News Radio. Mitch Harper and Matt Dybantsa with you. BYU basketball on a 6-game winning streak. They are flying high, 21-8 on the season, 12-6 in Big 12 play. They're fighting for that number 4 seed in the Big 12 Conference Tournament. If they get that, they would get a double bye and have a chance to not play until Thursday in the Big 12 Tournament. So in the current, things are really good for BYU basketball. The future is very bright as well. And I caught up over the weekend with BYU basketball signee AJ Dybantsa, the number 1 recruit in the nation. I talked to him first off about him being named McDonald's All-American and what that means to him.
It's a blessing. I mean, you dream about it. One of the high school awards that you need in your resume.
What's this season at Utah Prep been like so far? Playing a national schedule, getting all this attention, how's it been?
Rocky. I mean, we had a coaching change, but, I mean, we've been good. Playing the national schedule, playing the best competition, that's what we want.
BYU, you signed with the Cougars last fall, and you make that public announcement on First Take with Stephen A. Smith. What's the reaction been from your friends, peers in basketball to you signing with BYU?
I mean, no, some surprised. I mean, obviously Stephen A. was surprised, but some people kind of knew. I mean, assumed because I went to Utah Prep that I was going to go there. So, I mean, it was a little mixed emotions. When
BYU's on this win streak like they've been with victories over Kansas and Arizona, you told people, like, that's why I'm going to BYU, because of the product that KY and this staff are putting together. Yeah, I mean, it's a first-year program, and we already beaten top 25 teams, and we're already ranked as the 25th best team. So, I mean, we're just going to try to make that jump next year, too. We saw on social media the video, I think, of you and Xavier watching, I think it was the BYU-Arizona game. What do you look for when you're watching, BYU? Like, just when you're breaking down a game and you're watching this team in action, what do you see? What do you look for? I mean, I like to watch, just as a fan, because I'm not there yet, but, also I like to, see, positions I would be in, positions I would be getting the ball in, positions I would be passing the ball in. When you look at how you envision yourself with KY's scheme, what do you like about it? I mean, NBA play styles, anybody can really bring up the floor, 1 through 4, maybe even 1 through 5 next year, depending on how we work in the summer. And it's a lot of fast plays, a lot of transition, a lot of quick hitters. What is it about Kevin Young that impressed you the most during the recruiting process? His resume speaks for itself. You can't really argue it. How did he communicate with you? Like, what's his style? Because he just seems like a different tone than a lot of coaches out there. Yeah, he's new to the college recruiting, so he wasn't trying to blow my phone up as much. But he did enough to sign me. You've been a well-traveled guy as of late. Paris, All-Star Weekend. What have those experiences been like? And rubbing shoulders with some of the biggest names in basketball and being viewed as one of those big names when you go to these settings. Just taking in all the advice that they give me. I like to ask questions. What's the most common question you ask to some of these stars? It depends on who it is. It's not like one question I ask everybody. What some of the best feedback you got then? I got a lot of feedback. I got business feedback. I got on-the-court feedback. I've gotten, deal partnership feedback. So, I got a lot. I thought it was fun to see All-Star Weekend. You had a collaboration with Instagram and these big brands that you're aligned with. How much do you enjoy that side of it? That's just it's still a new world, I think, in college basketball where players can maximize their name, image, and likeness. How much do you enjoy just kind of having that social platform and getting your name out there and enhancing your brand? That's good. A lot of little kids look up to me, so trying to give out content for them. What's been some of the craziest interactions you've had with young people since navigating this season as kind of a superstar number 1 recruit? Somebody had a AJ Dybantsa BYU jersey
already, and I'm not even on the team yet.
Was that the game up in November and up north here in Utah?
No, I wasn't committed then. So it was in Jersey.
So they already had the jersey already before. That's pretty wild.
It was in New Jersey.
Oh, in New Jersey.
In New Jersey, yeah.
Was it a number 3?
Yeah, it's number 3.
Is that what you want to be at BYU?
Yeah, hopefully.
I was going to say, because maybe if Yegor, he's got the 3 now, but I got to imagine, he's projected as maybe a lottery pick. That would make a lot of sense for him to go, but we'll see how that goes. Is there any significance behind the number 3 for you?
No significance. I just had no other option when I was in 9th grade.
Oh, so that's it.
Playing good ever since.
So it just kind of stuck. You got assigned it, and it worked out.
Yeah.
I'm curious, what are some of the goals that you do have when you do get to BYU? I'm sure you've been asked about this, but as you've had more time to really digest the signing and really settle in as a BYU signee, what goals do you have when you ultimately arrive at BYU for that season you're with the Cougars?
Just develop as a mature player. I'm kind of raw right now, so just tightening up my game in all aspects.
That's something I've noticed when in your interviews that you do that you'll be fair to critical of your game. What do you want to improve on? If you say that you're raw, as the number 1 guy, what is there to improve for your game?
Everything.
What was the number 1 thing you feel like has to get better at the college game, you feel?
I'll just say shooting. Yeah, deeper line shooting.
Do you think that, too, with the physicality in the Big 12, do you feel like you're ready for that environment? Is that an area where you want to still evolve in with the physicality, getting ready for Power Conference basketball?
Yeah, definitely. I'm be working with Wiz, train Giannis, train a whole bunch of guys, so I definitely get stronger, get faster, get more athletic.
The last couple of moments here with AJ Dybantsa, I'm curious with BYU, the fan base. You mentioned that there was a fan wearing a AJ jersey for BYU at the time. What's been your impressions of BYU fans and just their passion behind since you've been signing?
It's a lot of love. Even when I got announced, there's a lot of flashlights on. Everybody really cares. It's really a family environment.
How excited are you to continue your being a teammate with Xavier Staten and the experience you guys have had here at Utah Prep this season?
It's been good. It's only good to build our chemistry for next year.
What's Xavion's strengths, you think, on the court?
Shot blocker. He blocked one of my dunks yesterday, so shot blocker, rebounder. He's getting more touch now, so he has a little post hook, a little mid-range number.
He's still relatively young in the game where he's still picking it up, but feels like there's been a lot of growth for him.
Yeah, definitely.
What's, and I'm curious, too, at BYU next season, on the court goals as far as, championships. I know you've talked about in the past that you had the pillars, but do you feel like that's something that could be obtained at BYU with, reaching the highest levels of college basketball? Yeah,
so definitely this year they're going to make a tournament run. So next year we're going to try and do the same thing, Final Four.
Did take us through that experience with the First Take, and you talked about those national aspirations at BYU. What was that experience like at First Take and sharing that announcement on national TV?
It was cool. Nobody's done it before, so I did it.
Going forward, what's the timeline for when you get to BYU and when you settle in and get ready to be a BYU Cougar?
My classes start May 1st, but I'll be there the 29th for your report dates, 29th April.
How excited are you to see how maybe this roster is going to be built out? Because I think about, Richie Saunders, how great he's playing, and, thinking about the dynamic duo that you guys could be, just a lot of optionality with this roster. And I got to imagine you got to be pretty excited at the thought of what KY can build with this team.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to be losing some key guys. I wish I could play at Foose. Wish I could play on Mawat. Guys like that. But, we just got to come in with who we got.
BYU basketball has had they haven't had a superstar. They've had guys like Jimmer Fredette, Danny Ainge. When you look at the history of BYU, is that something you want to do where you become a legend at BYU in your time before you get to the NBA?
Yeah, just trying to accomplish as much as I can. Hopefully it leaves a legacy.
And that's AJ Dybantsa, BYU basketball signee, going to be enrolling in classes coming up this May. So you'll see AJ very soon this spring on the campus of BYU. Cougar Nation sponsored by Central Bank, voted best bank and mortgage in Utah Valley. Visit them online at cbutah.com. Taking a break. We'll break down BYU and Iowa State next here on Cougar Nation.